You've got to take us through the two tests. There's so many wickets you took. I know Sunday is special. The second innings at Gaba is special. But which is that one wicket that you would take back saying, this is the one? I mean, I know it was you took the wicket of your first delivery, but what was that special wicket for you?
Well, I'll go back to the first test match. Definitely would be Steve Smith. That's as I mentioned earlier, that's my favorite player. Like, I really appreciate Steve Smith and love Steve Smith. He's a legend in the making.
Yes.
He's a young superstar at the age of 33, if I'm correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a star. And watching Steve Smith bat yesterday, I was bored, and I put one thing in my mind: I will get him out. I will get him out. No, but he stick and play that role. He hold until there's nothing more that he could have done. But it was amazing watching him bat, even though we are opposition. I love seeing Steve Smith bat. So I enjoyed it yesterday. It was a great game. I still think I'm dreaming here right now, but it's all happening, and it's happened for us.
We'll, of course, keep living a lot of those moments over and over again, Shamar. But speaking of that switch between the two tests, of course, the first ended very, very dishearteningly for all of you. But there was this moment, a comment by Rodney Hogg after that first test calling you guys a pathetic team and had written you off. And your captain, Brathwaite, of course, mentioned that post the second test at the presentation. What were the conversations like amongst you? Obviously, he said that pumped you up. How were the conversations right after that first test before heading to Gaba?
Yeah, well, when we hear that, that as Greg said, that motivates us a lot because we know that we're not pathetic or we're not hopeless. So when we heard that, it hurt, but that motivates us to show him that we can do better.
Yeah.
Because he look us as a young group and feel that we're not here to fight. We're here to fight. We wouldn't travel all the way from the Caribbean to come to Australia to just give up.
Yeah.
We believe. We have confidence in each other and believe. So, winning this second test match just to prove, to the world that we're here to play serious cricket. And moving forward, it will be the same thing. We're looking forward for the challenge coming ahead of us, no matter who we face.
It's nice to hear you say this, Shamar, but I want to take you back to your own journey. We've seen and read so much about you, a little bit, at least over the last few days for sure, how your humble beginnings were. You were in a small town, you had to move away from it, how you, of course, escaped near death as well. You had a security officer, a security guard's role. All of that transforming to this moment here. Did you even dream of all of it? And what was that one moment that changed it for you to come to this point here?
Yeah, when I came out after I leave my job to come on and play cricket, I met with a few guys from in Georgetown, that come and watch me play and see that, imagine Romario Shepherd, he's a West Indian player also,
Yeah.
he's someone that always tell me that I have talent, I have potential, and I could go far in this game. So, he used to bring me down from Bordeaux to Georgetown, which is like an hour and probably 2 hours drive to training. So I used to come down with him. Then I met a few other guys that helped me in terms of, show me around what the cricket is like and how you could develop yourself and all these things. But most of in my career moving forward, I must say to Dr. Irfan Ali, our president, Guyana president, he is a star in the making. From my first class to CPL, from CPL to Super 50. I wasn't even in the Super 50 squad, and he made calls and he talk, he make sure that, I must be there. If the money had to come out from his own pocket, he would have paid for me to go there, and I must shout out to him, and I would love for him to hear this. I just want to appreciate the moments and the time that he spent doing things to me and will continue to do for me. He is a superstar
You
and a great man.
Yeah, you mentioned CPL there, Shamar, the Caribbean Premier League for our viewers. That was a moment as well. I mean, of course, someone picked you and spotted you. It's an interesting story. Take us through that.
Yeah, well, so the analyst from Guyana Amazon Warrior, Prasanna, he's all the way from India. He's living in South Africa. Uh, Oris can explain how much I appreciate this man around me. He's like a father or mother. He saw me bowl 2 balls, just 2 balls in the net, and that was it. He say, "I will get you into the team either next year, or if not, this year you will play CPL." So that same night, I went back and I come back to the game, watching the game in the stands. Team of Paul get injured right away. I receive a phone call. You have to play tomorrow night. So, that was just amazing. When the president heard that too, I think like that was his call also. Imran Tahir.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that I would thank. I wouldn't be able to call everyone name, but there are a lot of people that was there for me throughout my career moving forward, especially the people from Barakar. When they heard that I'm playing CPL, oh my God, the reaction was, it was so much joy. People that didn't watch cricket came out to watch the game, stay up many nights to support me, and I will always continue to support Barakar because I know what they do for me, the sacrifice that they made.
Yeah.
People that have their job to work the next day, they stay up like hours, all nights, then have to go to work. So I just want to shout out to them how much I love and care about them and what I want to do for them. God will be there with me to go through this race with them. Definitely.
I have to sort of end this interview towards at least a couple of questions. One of them has to be about your learnings from your childhood. I mean, we always say that we are sum total of our experiences. Not to say you didn't want any of it to happen. All of it has led you to this particular moment. What are your learnings from all of those different chapters in your life so far? They were hard.
Yeah, it's all about, believing and trusting. Think about what you're capable of doing. Obviously, cricket wasn't, after I started working, I didn't have time to train. Or, in Barakar, we play cricket, like softballs. We have a sport we call the get the ball, or the man bat. It was just amazing coming up on Barakar, not knowing that you would have played for the West Indies. Never had that dream, to be fair. I was in Barakar, I never know about West Indies cricket and CPL and all these things. Yeah, but while growing up, different fears and different experience come about. After I leave Barakar, I come out to New Amsterdam. I started working construction, security, barbering. I did a lot just to maintain myself as a young man, try to better myself. And as moving forward, you learn a lot, because one thing I learned, I try to learn as fast as possible, try to make things easier for me while moving forward in my career. So meeting to this stage today, all I want to say is just thank God, that He was there guiding me. Wasn't say that I was doing everything the right way, but God was still there with me, helping me moving along my career, my family, my kids, my fiance, my parents. They didn't want me, even want me to play cricket on Saturday because we were Adventists, and now, it's I'm so happy for the training moving forward before I get here today, because even was for my parents and the training that they give me, probably I would not be here today, but I must say thanks to them for all that they have done for me and will continue to do for me. And I will be there for them anytime and always.
We've heard you say this also, and you've always spoken of the importance of Test cricket, even at this age. You know that the world is changing. There's so much of T20 cricket. Do you still say this now at this point, that Test cricket playing for West Indies is important?
Yeah, to be fair, this is always my dream playing Test cricket. Not just Test cricket, all format I want to play for the West Indies, ODI and T20. But one thing I must say, I think that this is something that, being pushing us as young men away from our cricket and our country, just don't want to go after. I look up to Azari Joseph. He played all format of the game, and he have never missed a Test match, and that action encouraged me that if Azari could do this, I could do this also. I want to dedicate myself to play a lot of Test cricket, a lot of ODI for West Indies. It doesn't matter how much, and I'll repeat this again, it doesn't matter how much it takes. As long West Indies have cricket, I will always make myself available. because I think West Indies cricket get us to all these leagues and all these things. So this is where it starts. So this is where you have to come back. This is the mother earth for us, West Indies cricket. You know, I look up to Mitchell Starr. It has been years that he refused IPL contract just to dedicate himself to Australia cricket. You know, and I want to use that as a role model for me moving forward in my career.
You know, you obviously want to wrap up this interview, not keep you here too long, Shamar. What's the one thing you want to tell others, many youngsters like you, who think it's a big struggle and think it's nearly impossible to play for your country and to move up the ranks in international cricket? What would you tell them?
As long as you have self-belief and people believe in you also, things could always happen. So the moment that I get into Ghana team, I told a lot of those guys, I say, I gave myself 2 years to play Ghana cricket, and I'll play for the West Indies. It even meet a year properly in the West Indies team. So, you know, it's amazing. It's really amazing that, you know, I'm here today, and I will continue to be here by God's grace.
All right, Shamar, it's been a pleasure really speaking to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And of course, the world is watching you. All eyes are on you, and we'll see how and where you head from here. I'm sure you'll impress us and keep doing so in the years to come.